Good afternoon. I am at Barcelona Airport. I'm in the Sala VIP Joan Miro lounge at Barcelona Airport, which is the lounge that Turkish Airlines use here. And I just had the most wonderful shower in the shower rooms here. Stuart is here. Stuart and I spent the day walking around Montserrat. We got off a cruise ship at 7:20 a.m. this morning, caught the train up to Montserrat and went for a very long walk. Finally arrived back at the airport about 3:10, checked in 3 hours before our flight, and as I said, had a lovely shower. Now our flight today, we are flying from Barcelona to Istanbul on an A330. We've got a 2-hour transfer time in Istanbul, and then we get on the A350-900 series. So we're flying business through to Kuala Lumpur on Turkish Airlines, and then we're flying economy for the last leg from Kuala Lumpur through to Melbourne. The entire cost of that return ticket, by the way, from Melbourne through to Europe, flying economy to KL and then business through to Europe, was about $4,400. It was cheaper than a premium economy ticket the whole way. So a combination economy business was a bit cheaper than a premium economy ticket the whole way. So it's worked out quite well. Anyway, a couple of hours before our flight departs, so let's enjoy what this lounge has to offer. Gate E77, only about a 5-minute walk from the lounge, which is good. We are boarding, or priority people boarding, that's good, that's us.
Being instructed in the use of the camera, so we'll see how well I do.
The A330 has an older business configuration, but there is plenty of room. Indeed, the screen feels like it's miles away.
Choice of raspberry, lemonades, orange or water.
Flight time will be approximately 3 hours. Our flight level will be 13,000 meters above sea level. And almost in complete sort preparations. We expect to move in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back on Turkish.
Because ışıkları sönünceye kadar bağlı ve görmüyor tutunuz.
With Stuart having claimed the window seat, I'm relegated to filming the pushback and takeoff from my aisle seat. Oh well, I guess it adds to the realism of this video.
Three-hour flight, Barcelona to Istanbul.
I see a steeple on the hill. You're bringing out your bread and wine.
And I have a gin and tonic. It tastes like it's about 50% gin and 50% tonic, and it's warm. Warm tonic water, no ice. So they've served us the meal. So we're in row 4, and we're an hour into the 3-hour flight, and the meal has now arrived. Well, I finished my meal. The chicken was okay, a little bit dry, but it was okay. The rice pudding was incredibly sweet, so I only ate half of it. The appetizers were very nice, actually. There was an eggplant dish, which was lovely. There were some mystery dishes on the mezzo plate, which I'm not sure what they were. There was some ham and cream cheese, which was nice. But then there was some sort of pickled vegetable that we're still not quite sure what it was, whether it was cabbage or something like that. It was okay. And then the cheese is quite nice. The cheese, it's too cold. It's not served at room temperature, so that, for me, detracts a little bit from the cheese.
That was quite nice.
Stuart thought it was quite nice. Anyway, I'm certainly enjoying Turkish Airlines. It was a good choice. Good choice. I mean, this leg's obviously a regional leg, so it's a regional level of service. But it's so much better than the regional service offered by most European airlines, which essentially is an economy seat with the middle seat vacant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a proper business class, an older style business class, 222 configuration, but a proper business class. There we go. Thank you very much. My tray was just taken away from him. Anyway, yes, a proper business class, even though it's only a 3.5 hour flight. So good work, Turkish Airlines. And a nice cup of tea to finish my meal.
I'm laying at your altar.
You are provided with some basic noise cancelling headphones, and there is a USB point available as well.
You gotta love religion. You gotta love religion. Love religion. Snakes.
Eşyalarınız için lütfen koltuk ceplerini kontrol edin.
Well, that wasn't too bad. 3-hour flight, quite a short flight really, 3.5 hour flight. So given the short length of the flight, I thought it was a pretty good service really.
It was.
Yeah. The only thing that was weird was the temperature. It was extremely hot for some of it. They turned the aircon came on and it cooled down, but then it got hot again. That was a bit confusing. Anyway, off to the lounge now. We don't have a gate number yet for our next flight, so we'll just go to the lounge and chill there, I think.
The Turkish Airlines Business Class lounge is large and impressive.
Well, it seems midnight is also a very busy time at the Turkish Airlines Business Lounge. Very difficult to get a seat. It's absolutely heaving. Our gate number won't be announced until 12:30 for our 2 a.m. flight. The Turkish Airlines Museum here. Now we've just discovered that our departure gate is gate A9, which is pretty close to where we arrived. So we walked, according to my watch, 1.7 kilometres from the gate to the lounge for the sake of essentially a bottle of water each. And we're going to have to walk 1.7 kilometres again back to our gate. Oh well, such is life. Heading to our gate, it's 1 a.m, departure's 2 a.m, boarding's supposed to be at 1 a.m, but it's going to take us half an hour to get to the gate. It's vast airport. We're at gate A9. Well, fortunately boarding just as we arrive, which is 15 minutes walk from the lounge to the gate. Feels longer at this time of night. So an A350-900 series, I think, for the next leg.
That'll be nice.
With a much nicer business class setup. This is the long haul product, the Turkish Airlines.
And for an 11-hour flight, it's nice to have a really good lay flat bed.
Yes.
We need it.
Nice lay flat bed and individual all aisle access. It is 1:41 a.m. here in Istanbul. It's 11:40 p.m. in Barcelona, and so I'm getting pretty tired. The chef has come through and taken our order. We're pretty much ready to depart, I think. Everyone's on board. As soon as we take off, I'm going to go straight to sleep. I'll probably try and have a meal 7 hours or so into the flight. Whether I have breakfast subsequently it remains to be seen, but I've ordered a few dishes to have later on in the flight. But at the moment, all I really want to do is sleep and enjoy this flat bed. This is seat 5A, which is one of the aisle side seats. Stuart's in 4A, which is the one that's closer to the window and has a slightly more private sense. They're both fine, but the odd ones, row 5, row 3, row 1, you're a bit further away from the windows and closer to the aisle. Thought I'd try the homemade lemonade this time.
After preparation, we plan to start our flight in about 5.
Çekerek şişmezse lastik boru veya borulardan
Cabin crew, be seated for takeoff.
Once again, I'm a bit far away from the window to get a good takeoff shot, but you get the idea. The long-haul flight comes with a Lanvin amenity bag with dental kit, eye mask, socks and moisturiser, and there are also these handy slippers. The Denon noise-cancelling headphones are effective and comfortable. Whilst this small blanket is on your seat on arrival, when you are ready to sleep, the crew provide your seat with a mattress cover and comforter.
5 hours later.
Well, it's 5.25 hours since we left Istanbul, and about 4.5 hours until we get to Kuala Lumpur. I've slept pretty much the whole time, so I've asked for my meal to be served. We'll see if that can still happen with only 4 hours to go, because I suspect they want to serve breakfast pretty soon. So obviously a comfortable bed allowed me to sleep. The eye mask that they provide is really effective. It certainly blocked out all of the light. So looking forward to see what the meal holds for me.
The presentation of the meal service is lovely. The soup was simple but pleasant, and the shrimp pasta was just the right size for the middle of the night. I finished off with some fruit.
I'd ordered the Turkish ice cream as well, but apparently it's a bit late in the flight to have the ice cream, so 5.5 hours in, all the ice cream's melted, or it's been eaten. So they've just given me the fruit that I ordered. So the meal I had was really lovely, very light, which is good. So just a small amount of soup and then a small plate of pasta with some shrimp. Just about what I needed at this time. So I'll have my fruit, and then I think they'll be serving breakfast in about 2 hours anyway, so that's great.
I attempted to watch some in-flight drama, and sure enough, my breakfast arrived shortly after. Very nice it was too, with fruit and yogurt and cheeses. The end-of-flight chocolates were handed out, and I saved mine for later. Having had most of this trip in the dark, it was nice to see the sunrise as we approached Malaysia.
Laptops in their cases and store them in. Any false declaration or failure to declare.
Okay, so that's the Turkish Airlines flights down Barcelona to Istanbul, Istanbul to Kuala Lumpur. Pretty good actually, but it's been a long trip, and whilst it may be the end of this video, our trip's not over because we've got a 7-hour layover here before we get on a Malaysian Airlines economy flight from Kuala Lumpur to Melbourne at almost midnight tonight.
Happiness.
Yes. It's probably best that that's not videoed, the state that we'll be in at the end of that. Anyway, I enjoyed that flight. It was a bit shorter than I expected. I thought it was going to be 10 hours. It was actually about 9 and a half. So there we go. But those seats are good for sleeping. Ciao.